What is up, my family and city, and welcome back to the channel in a different kind of video. I'm Cario, and as y'all can see, we don't have our headphones on today, let alone a reaction or gameplay down there, distracting me from looking you all directly in your eyes. I was thinking to myself earlier that I didn't want to leave this year off with just a reaction video. I wanted to talk to y'all. I felt like I needed to talk to y'all. This is a different kind of video, and it's probably going to be somewhat heavy. If you watch part 1 to this called So Here We Are Again, if you didn't, I want you to stop the video right now and go watch that one. Before we get any further into this video, into the topics that I got written over here on the side, I just want to thank you all for joining me this year in the big 2025. The videos that I put out was so well received. The views went up, the comments just started flooding, and I just want to thank you all, because y'all are not numbers. Y'all are my little brothers, my little sisters. Y'all are my Ohana, my family. And I don't throw that word around lightly. You all have been with me since I was 15. I'm 23 now. Insane. And through all of that, you all kept me afloat. Even if I felt like I'm not doing anything to help you all. I'm not leaving an impact, as they would say. But you all have proven time and time again that I am leaving an impact in each and every one of y'all's lives. So thank you all. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Now, I'm not quitting. I never said I was. We still got a dream to chase after all. Now to the topic of this video. The dangers of doing too much too soon. I mentioned at the end of that video, so here we are again, how acting like a big content creator, even when you're not, has affected my life more than it should have. Number one, I take on too many projects at once as if I was a big creator. I'm not Corey, I'm not Mark, I'm not Jacksepticeye. I was inspired by them. I wanted to do something that I wanted to do a very long time ago. I had dreams. I wanted to be a musician. I wanted to be an author. I became both of those. I released Chapters of Me this year and Dear Tyrena. 2 projects that I was so keen on working on that it kind of limited my recording, my gameplays, my reactions for you all. But those were things I was passionate about, along with some other projects like Thy Precious Light Until Thy Darkest Night. That is a story I wrote back in college as a project, and I put it over on Wattpad, and I started stressing myself out because there was other projects that I wanted to throw on top of it. I wanted to continue to follow the path of an artist, and I wanted to try my hand at being an author. So that's one reason why I take on too many projects at once. And keep in mind, I work a 9 to 5. I don't have the resources in teams like Corey, Mark, Jack. I ain't got those things that they do. I'm a small content creator trying to do what big content creators are doing, bro. And that stressed me out to a point where I wanted to back off of YouTube. I felt like if I keep following this path, one of these days I'm gonna hate doing what I love doing. I guess you could say it leads to the second point, not having the time, team, or resources yet. We're not up there. Everything that I'm doing is by myself. I don't have help. I make my beats. I write my raps. I write my stories. I proofread them myself. I don't have a team, and I don't know the resources. I'm trying to reach out to people, and those people that reached out to me mainly for music, I don't trust them because I don't know them. Turning passion into constant pressure. That is what these projects have been doing for me. I wish to leave an impact in every possible industry I could, because honestly, chasing a dream to 100,000 subscribers seemed so far out of my reach that I kind of just throw myself into other things. And though they're fun, they're also stressful because it distracts me from my personal life and it keeps me from focusing on my community, my Ohana, which are you all. When I'm working on one project, I step away from YouTube, and I feel like when the longer I step away from YouTube, the more I'm beating myself up on trying to put out content for you all, because it's in the name, Cario City Gamer. But city is also in the name, and you're not just gonna find one thing in a city. You're going to find multiple things. That's why music's on this channel. That's why reactions and gameplays are on this channel. And that's why we got sit and talk videos and vlogs on this channel. But I turned those passions into pressure. And that's not helping at all with chasing my dream of hitting 100,000 subscribers within 2 years. I feel like I definitely put that pressure on myself because chasing dreams should be a journey, not a race. Take your time. The next point I want to talk on: comparisons add pressure that isn't even fair. I don't know if y'all know this, but I personally compare myself to some of the bigger YouTubers. I definitely say I'm definitely like 8-Bit Ryan because my editing's somewhat all over the place and kind of similar to his. But then it's also too similar to Corey's. So when I start putting myself in the mindset of a big time YouTuber, I stress myself out, measuring myself against creators who already made it. I'm still down here where I need to be, in all honesty. I barely know what I'm doing right now as a content creator. I do have you all, but I don't talk to you all a lot about what's going on in my mind or what's stressing me out because I feel like those are problems that I have to worry about myself. My aunt made it clear to me last week when I was off. I was with family on the 26th. We ate food and just had a good time. And let's just say they drained my social battery like low key. They drained it. By the time I was getting ready to leave, it's been 5 years. 4 actually. Since my mom passed away. So that's 4 Christmases without her. And my aunt says, she's still with you. Just talk to her. And I can tell you all, when I was thanking my aunt for taking care of me and my sister, I broke down crying because I feel like my appreciation for them went unnoticed for so long. And mainly went unnoticed when my mom was alive. So when my mom passed, I started to realize all the good that she has done for me and my sister as we grew up. And even though life itself has gotten harder, my mom's words still flow through my aunt to me, and I be wanting to try getting my sister on the right path too. She's only a year younger than me. The second part is forgetting they didn't start at that level. When I look at Corey or 8-Bit Ryan or Jack or Mark, I realize that, dang, I want to be up there with them someday. But they didn't start up there. They had to start from where I'm at as well to get to where they are. Now that they got the resources, the time, honestly, they can do whatever they wish. And I compared myself to saying, man, I got plenty of time. I work a 9 to 5, that's fine. Honestly, that's money I'm putting into my YouTube to keep the lights and stuff on too. That way I can keep making content for y'all. And then I realized, because it happens so often, that I'm not them. I'm still like down here where they were at one point, obviously. And I be wanting to hit 100K, so I've been doing as much as I can by putting my foot into different industries, as I said earlier. And that's not helping at all with my dream of hitting 100,000 subscribers. And apart from that, it's keeping me from making the content I love making, because this passion is starting to be pressure that I'm putting on myself, and it's not fun. As I said, I let the comparison drain me instead of motivate me. I talk to my team lead a lot at where I work at, and I tell him, man, bruh, I ain't Corey, bro. I keep saying that to myself, bruh. Like, he's an amazing content creator, in my honest opinion. and I'm trying to be just like him. You know what I'm saying? It's more so like a mental image of how I see myself 10 to maybe 5 to 10 years from now, where I'm seeing myself as this content creator up there collabing with the bigger ones, the greats. I bet y'all are wondering, why did I start music out of nowhere? Because I found another musician last year I started listening to, Tysonet. His music gave me inspiration like NF did when I first listened to him. I wanted to be a rapper. I wanted to make music. I wanted to be an artist. So I threw myself into an industry that I have no idea what the freak I'm doing in. Most of my music don't even sound good, bro. But I love doing it all anyway. But that brings me back to, well, why are you putting your foot in an industry that you don't, why are you putting your foot in that industry when you're kind of working a 9 to 5? It's because I keep putting so much pressure on myself as a content creator, thinking I should do everything that I dreamed of at one time. It takes the joy out of creating, which is number 3 of this bulletin. Projects stall because everything feels overwhelming. I'm over here talking in some of my videos like, hey guys, hey Nico, freaking Foxy Mations, someone, reach out to me. I want to be part of this project. I want to be a voice actor. And then I realized again that I still have to balance my personal life with my online life. But if you keep putting yourself into these different industries, are you really having fun? Instead of just taking your time doing one project at a time, you try rushing to do them all at once. Content becomes stressful instead of fun, which then leads to burnout because growth can't happen. The content I've put out, I think I've only put out maybe like 7 gameplays this year and over 23, 24 reaction videos this year. Probably more than that. But what happened to the gameplays? What happened to that last name, Macario City Gamer? What happened to that? Why are you trying to be an author? Why are you trying to be an artist? Why are you focusing on everything else but what the channel mainly implies, gaming? It has become so stressful trying to do everything at once that I had to put a pause on one of the projects I was working on years ago called The Hidden Truth. Episode 4 script has been written and scene 1 has been done. But there's like 5 more scenes to that, and I've been over here doing everything else but that. And I guess it's because in my mind, I feel like I need to do this, I need to do that. Because if I don't, when will there ever be another chance for me to do it? Which then leads to burnout hits before growth can happen. I say this quite a bit. Whenever I put out a video, we see great views, decent views sometimes. But the moment I step away from YouTube to go work on one of my projects, I go back, look at my YouTube studio. There we go. We lost like 5 subscribers right there. 5 people of the Ohana community that you keep neglecting. Like, how are you their big brother? How are you their anchor if you keep disappearing and reappearing like Corey does just because you're working on projects? And then I gotta stop that project and then come back to YouTube and be like, guys, I've been here the whole time. I just needed a break. When truth be told, I'm working on projects and working. And then trying to figure out the next video. I don't get a lot of sleep half the time whenever I'm working on different projects. I think working on music entirely this year has killed my sleep more than making YouTube videos have. Which leads to what I have learned. What I learned this year is dreaming big is fine, but I don't need to rush myself. It's okay to have dreams, bruh. After all, you're still young. You have time. Doing too much too soon only adds stress. Corey said in his video, I did it again, that he's been stressed out because he was adding more to his plate. And he says it's a good thing. Honestly, it can be seen in both ways. It's good and it's bad. It's good in a way because you're setting your mind onto something that you want to do. You're setting your mind into, you're putting your foot into projects that you've always wanted to work on. And then it's bad because for smaller content creators, because we don't have the luxury of having a team or just someone we can lean on like that, low key. And I can say this year has been more so a mess for me in some areas, like working, neglecting a lot of things that should have my attention more than my projects. Because again, I have time to work on those projects. But this is how y'all know I love to create. The word content creator doesn't mean you're a YouTuber. It means you put anything out that you work on. Reactions, music, freaking books. That all makes you a content creator. Because you're putting something out for the people to consume, to put their teeth in, to let their minds wander. Growth comes from doing your best with what I have to do. Now, growth doesn't come from rushing. It comes from taking your time and doing what you're capable of doing as a now. That's what growth is. You can't throw yourself into 20 different projects and expect to make an impact in the world without hurting yourself. That you just don't, you pretty much lose the passion, the drive to just focus on what you want to do because you're trying to do everything else that you want to do on top of the main thing you want to do. If that makes any sense. I doubt it does. My only advice is don't compare your beginnings to someone else's middles. Everybody is the author of their own story. They write their own chapters. God gave you the pen to write your own story. You don't give it to someone else and say, hey, you mind writing this for me? Because I don't know what the freak I'm doing with my life. Focus on one project at a time and do it well. When I say focus on one project and do it well, focus on quality instead of quantity. Because sometimes quality is much better than quantity because you can sit there and perfect your craft as you continue to grow in that certain department, that certain area. Being a jack of all trades isn't gonna freaking help you develop as a person. Celebrate your small wins and stay consistent. Focus on one thing at a time. You are still young. Some of my viewers are like 15, 16. Probably, and some of them are in their 20s. Some of y'all are in your 30s. You have time because God only gives you one life. I say this in every video, bro. Every video. You only have one life, so live it to the fullest. But I don't think people understand what I mean by live it to the fullest. You mean like go out here and just do dangerous stuff? No, I mean live it one day at a time, doing what you enjoy doing and finding the small wins in them and celebrating them. This year was a way of God saying, well, you're one of my strongest warriors, so I'm going to give you my toughest battles. God gives his toughest battles to his strongest warriors. I feel like the things that I do on this channel only affect me because I let my mind space out into a whole different world, trying to understand, what am I doing? What should I do? You're not put onto this earth to run amok and stress yourself out. That way, when the day you die, you have regrets and stuff. That's why I mean by live your life to your fullest. God gives his toughest battles to you because he knows that you can get through them one day at a time. But you can't get through them alone. That's the problem. The way I've been focused on this channel and focused on my projects, it took away the joy that I had, the motivation, the passion that I had for just being able to come to this platform and just entertain you all. And don't get me wrong, it's not like the motivation and passion are gone, they're just stagnant. This is my advice to you. Dream big, move at your own pace, keep creating. Your growth will catch up to your vision if you do it right. I'm hoping that you take this advice with a grain of salt and live each day doing your best and improving in your field that you enjoy improving in or you enjoy doing. You want to be a singer? Keep singing. Your success will catch up to you one day. 2026, I don't know what's to hold in that year, but I do know this: I love being y'all's content creator. And even if it takes 5 years before we hit 100,000 subscribers, I'm not gonna stress myself out working on other projects anymore. I'm just gonna focus on doing what I love doing, which is making content and entertaining y'all, and then work on those projects when I have the time. I don't know if this video is gonna make any sense to y'all, but I'm hoping it does. I'm hoping that y'all are living y'all's best life. And if anything is bothering you, don't be afraid to reach out. Don't be afraid to ask someone for help, because they will be willing to help you if you let them. I think that's practically everything that I can talk about. I love each and every one of y'all. Remember, we as a family stay together as we continue to grow together. Take care, and I will see you all in 2026.